Okay, hey everyone, let me know if you can hear me. The event will start at 2 p.m. Currently it is 1:53, so still we have some time. Just make a comment that the video and the audio is working. Okay, so we have some time. Maybe we can talk. We can talk about some of the things here. So, do you want me to bring MMAT chart? Perfect. Okay, and whoever is here, please hit the like button so that more people can join and we can all talk, we can all discuss together. That will be a good thing, right? So MMAT, so I have made back-to-back two videos on MMAT. If you haven't watched, please go and watch my videos. So we had a green day after so many red days, and I said there's the bottom. So you see the small daily chart here with a small body. That was the point of a reversal. Yesterday we had a nice day, it was a green, and today we came down, but that is okay. The most important thing is, can we hold the 3.5 support? If we can hold that, this is good. We can say okay, we have found the bottom, because the worrying part was like if 3.5 is broken, the next bottom support was around 2.7, 2.75 area, right? So far looking good. We held 3.5 and we are over 4.2. The thing is, if we want to go up, the important resistance is around 4.9. Once we break 4.9, we will see this thing will go on. Hi Sophia, she's a member of the community. Hi all. Audio video is good, sounds good. Okay, working, all good. What is the hold music? Is there any music? Was there any hold music? I don't know. I'm on the conference call and there is hold music. Okay, let me see if there is any music. Is this live streaming conference call soon? Yes, the stream will have it from 2 o'clock. I don't expect anything crazy with conference call. How much do you have on MMT? Okay, let me see if there is any music. Um, I don't know, because I'm connected to the webinar and I don't see any music here. uh, it says 15 minutes in advance I will have access. So let me refresh the page. Maybe now I will have the access. Okay, so you see it has not started yet, but if we want to hear some music, let me try. Okay, it's loud music. That's fine if you want to hear it. Okay. Okay, that is good. So it will start from 2 o'clock. I'm not using the music because sometimes there is some copyright issue if I play some other music. So whenever it will start at 2 o'clock, I will just play the music. For now, I think we are okay. We do not need to hear the music. Let's go back to the chart. So the chart again, as I'm telling, the important thing is hold the support at 3.5, at least stay over 4.2, break 4.9, and we will start seeing upward movement. We will have some resistance around 5.9, 6.6 and more. I can talk about BlackBerry because I know and we haven't started. So let's see BlackBerry. I played the run up previously and I'm holding some shares and not happy because this thing is coming down, and hopefully, not hopefully, like we don't want this to come, but seems like it might come back all the way to 9.4 area, because 9.4 was the previous resistance and before that it was a support. So this thing can come to 9.4 and you might see a bounce. Other than that, look at the volume. it has high volume, it came down, so it might come here retest. So if you want for a swing trade, maybe 9.4 or 7.7, this could be your support if you really want. Oh, the music is so loud. Crappy music. Okay, let's look at the chat. So we have 89 viewers, 17 like. Please hit the like button, at least if you like it. It hasn't started yet, but it doesn't hurt just to click one thing, right? Hit the like button. Look here, mate, 3 more minutes. Okay, thank you, sir. Can you delete that link? Which link you want me to delete? Ryan, is there a link to the conference? Yes, there is a link to the conference. You can go and you can always try by yourself. I'm gonna give you the link so you can hear by yourself. So this copy. Okay, I think they will start now. Still music. Okay, I'm gonna share the link in some social media because then more people can come at the same time. If you want, you can just hit the like button, so YouTube will pick it and they will send it to more people. Just give me a second. I'm just sharing the link to social media, so I want more people to come and join. That's the only thing. Still music. Okay, I'm gonna share the link in some social media because then more people can come at the same time. If you want, you can. That's weird. I'm hearing myself. Yes, I will be broadcasting the conference. I'm just on mute because I don't want to hear the music. That's the only thing. They are just playing the music. Nothing has started yet. I think from today's conference, we might not hear anything big, or there could be some hype. The last update was on July 6th. There was lots of hype, and then after the conference, the price kept down. It was around $8, and after that, it was coming down, 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 and we found a bottom. So I do not want to set any expectation. The only thing I just want to say that let's hear and let's look at the price action. And I also made a video. If you're a bag holder for MMAT, I would say start selling covered calls. So while you are holding the shares, you can just make some extra money just by selling covered call. Okay, here we go.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Metamaterial Technologies presentation. During this presentation, management will make forward-looking statements which involve significant risks and uncertainties that could cause actual results to differ materially. So you can see in our slides the forward-looking statements. The company started about 10 years ago. George Palikaras, the founder, president, and CEO of Metamaterials, Inc. Our company has initiated an incredible journey on the NASDAQ. For the next 10 years, we expect a lot of growth. And today I'm going to go through some of the exciting opportunities that we have ahead of us, including the technologies that underlay the foundational technology that we have built. Meta is a platform technology company producing software-defined materials at scales and costs that were previously unattainable. This is a picture here of one of our example films. It has a nanostructured material that plays with light, and the functions that we can program in these materials include blocking light, enhancing light, absorbing and bending light, but also other forms of energy, including thermal and electricity through the film. So if you think of us as a nanostructured film company that is really breaking ground in terms of cost and scale, that would be the easiest way to understand the business. Now, we are in a very exciting space. We are industry agnostic, and we enable our OEM customers across a range of industries. So aerospace was the first industry we started in, to deliver breakthrough performance in new products that we co-develop typically with our partners. Our products are more sustainable and higher performing than the products that they replace. Our record to date is a 40x improvement of what was there previously. So what does that mean? Why is this important? So to understand where this technology is going, I want to give you an example. The birth of the semiconductor industry begins about 60 years ago with, as you know, many great advancements in human history have been enabled by new materials and material science. In Silicon Age, computers that once filled rooms, as you can see in the image here, this is a typical computer decades ago, they filled rooms and in essence have been replaced today with ultra-thin notebooks and smartphones that weigh less than a pound. So shrinking the feature sizes allows more performance to be packed into each chip, often at a lower cost, powering so many different devices in the high-tech and consumer products that we enjoy today. In semiconductors, this relentless progress is known as Moore's law. Like modern semiconductors, metamaterials also involve reproducing precise patterns. So in the pictures that you see on the top left, these are optical metamaterials produced at laboratory scales. These patterns are what gives them the properties that are needed in a particular application. The challenge for any industry is, especially semiconductors, is to take these tiny patterns out of the laboratory and reproduce them at production scales. The field of metamaterials has enjoyed incredible amounts of publicity over the last 20 years because of some exciting popular science articles talking about the cloak of invisibility. So today, the challenge that Meta has and the advantages that we bring to our customers are three things. Number one is speed. We typically produce our materials of what it took years of development and squeeze it down to just a few days and weeks. And what it takes typically a 24-hour cycle to produce these high-end semiconductor materials, we can produce it in minutes with semiconductor accuracy. So scale becomes important. We have invented roll-to-roll production tools that are taking the wafer model of the semiconductor industry and really scaling it up to rolls of product. And that brings us to the final benefit, which is cost. When you have a roll-to-roll process that's fully automated using these rapid manufacturing techniques, we can now really take the cost down from thousands of dollars per wafer, which is the typical semiconductor business model, to just a few dollars per square meter. So not only scaled, but also reducing the cost. And this brings me to just make the parallel here. This is basically what this is a generational improvement. You can think of it as the Moore's law for metamaterials. Now, what about the market opportunity? For metamaterials, this is driven by several mega trends. As you may know, one of them is the 5G infrastructure rollout, which is to deliver broadband speeds wirelessly, and the electrification of vehicles, which demand increased range and improved safety. Other segments, including medical, energy, and aerospace, are being disrupted, some of it due to COVID, where the medical applications demand the decentralization of some of these devices and making healthcare more affordable, which is something I'm very passionate about. All of these industries have one thing in common. Metamaterials allow the replacement of scarce raw materials like indium and cobalt, where supply chains are heavily concentrated in Asia and prices are not coming down. If you look at the battery industry, for example, there's simply not enough raw materials, no matter how fast they're trying to get the quarries to work. There's not enough materials out there yet to fulfill the demand. So at Meta, we try to do more with less. Our technology replaces rare earth and scarce materials without sacrificing performance. And we typically offer coatings and nanostructure patterns that are typically 5 to 10 times thinner than the rare earth or scarce metal that we are replacing. And I'm excited about this because this has earned us the title of a Global Cleantech 100 company a couple of years ago. Now let's look at some of the applications. These are some of the things that we're working on today. The first one is in the 5G applications. 5G networks promise the enablement of many different applications, like smart cities, but the deployment has been very costly and difficult because the high-speed signals, especially the 28 gigahertz 5G, are being blocked by and absorbed by trees and buildings. So Meta has partnered with Sekisui Chemical earlier this year to develop transparent films that you can place on a simple structure as your window of your office or your home to passively transmit or reflect the signal from a tower up above down to the areas where coverage would otherwise be blocked. Now, this is very exciting because if you can do that passively, it means that this is a green solution. You don't have to have more of these towers. Not only they're ugly, but they're power hungry all around the city. And we are able to basically bring this technology without a heavy cost and scale it fast across the city, working alongside telecoms companies. The same thing happens indoors. I mentioned passively reflecting or passively transmitting. Well, it turns out that windows, especially on the high-rise buildings, double-glazed windows, absorb the high-speed energy of 5G. This is no longer a problem with the application of metamaterials, which captures the signal and retransmits it within the building. Now, what about automotive? I mentioned electrification. One of the key components in making a vehicle safe, whether it's electric or not, is the ability to enhance the safety of the sensors. So as you can imagine, there are multiple technologies out there, cameras, LiDAR, etc. All of them have one thing in common. They can be stopped due to weather conditions, high humidity in Asian markets, or icing in North American markets and North European markets, means that the signals, what you see, interferes with the sensors. So we apply a solution that is a defogging and de-icing. It's a film that you apply on the sensors to allow headlights, mirrors, windshields, and cars in general to be able to see better. Compared to blowing warm air on the windshields or other solutions, our solution is less bulky, less weight, and it is energy efficient. This product line is called NanoWeb, and NanoWeb has more than just one application. Can be used as a conductive film in smartphones, and there are feature sizes that you see in this gray picture in the background that are so small that are practically invisible. We have an exciting couple of additional applications that are a little bit mid to long term. The first one is energy. We have recently announced our technology going into geothermal with a company called Sage, where we're building up a prototype. However, over the last several years, we have been working on solar efficiency, how to basically improve angular capture, what we call light trapping, from wider angles. And this has several applications for both mobility, whether it's a car or a train or something that moves against the sun, or something that's static, as simple as the roof of your home, where you cannot have expensive solar tracking to compensate for the angular efficiency. Our technology reduces bulk and weight in all of these applications. I'm excited to say that we have reached several milestones in the solar industry where we have customers buying our products, and we are scaling up our production so that we can actually license some of these technologies to these partners. Now, on another level, the technology has really low-hanging fruit applications in consumer electronics. One of these low-hanging fruits is augmented reality applications. As you know, industry heavyweights like Tim Cook and Mark Zuckerberg have suggested that augmented reality will become the next major computing platform after the smartphone. Two of the major challenges, however, are how, number one, to make the technology invisible, so basically you don't look like a robot. And number two, how do you support prescription lenses, which is the majority of the user base? We recently acquired IP that should allow us to develop a complete solution, a one-stop shop. And our process is very sustainable, more so than the normal way that these smart glasses are built. And finally, the long-term applications, the medical applications, which I'm very excited about, include mid to long-term potential. All of them are in the multi-billion-dollar application exciting space. For example, how do you increase the resolution of MRI scans while reducing the cost and increasing the speed of image acquisition? How do you detect, for example, breast cancer earlier without radiation risk and do so painlessly without the compression of the breast? And how do you work on the holy grail of diabetes management and sensing to accurately measure glucose without drawing blood? All of these are important areas, out of which the low-hanging fruit is our MRI application, followed by our new molecular biosensor technology that is intended to be a miniature SIRS-based, which is called surface Raman spectroscopy. It's a modular sensor that allows us to take the test outside of the clinic, right to the point of care and in people's homes and their pockets. Now, the company has a number of key partnerships and relationships. We have made several announcements. There are more coming. And all we can say today is that we are working with multi-billion-dollar publicly listed companies that are all very excited to share the news about the innovations that we are co-developing in good time. Our IP has been specifically built to protect and being deliberately built to prepare for future competition and licensing. So together with our recent acquisition, we have over 150 patents that we are hoping to grow to 200 by the next period. Our team includes an incredible expanding C-suite with very experienced executives. I'm joined here today with our CFO, who's going to talk a little bit about some of the key initiatives over the next few slides and how we plan to execute our plan with a little bit of discussion on CapEx. So Ken Rice, our CFO, over to you.
Thanks, George. So our investment priorities for the next 18 months or so are focused predominantly on what George mentioned in the early part of the talk, which is demonstrating to our customers and to the rest of the world that we can scale our production capability from modest capability today to roll capability. And our plan is to launch that technology by the end of this year, early first quarter next year. We need to spend about $10 million in capital equipment spending between now and the end of the year to accomplish that goal. And included in that CapEx is a 68,000 square foot facility we're retrofitting in Halifax to house the headquarters of the company, as well as our customer center, which will be not only a customer visit site, but also a training and technology transfer site. We're also expecting to invest for the rest of this year something on the order of $6 million in applied R&D in both healthcare and wellness and other indication areas that we're looking at for our films, in particular in augmented reality and, as George said, the low-hanging fruit. Go to the next slide, George. So our business model has evolved over the last couple of years. Any of you that have followed the company at all would have noticed that most of our revenue was coming historically from non-recurring engineering. We've changed that model going forward such that our customers come to us initially to get designs tested that they want to see us make for them in a sort of large quantity. They whittle those quantities down to a small number of samples. We expand the scale and the number of samples we make for them through performance validation, both on our side and their side, and we'll produce a beta lot for the customers to use. And we'll also come up with a pilot scale production contract and scope. Once we get to the roll-to-roll production, depending on the indication, we tend to retain the very high margin applications in our shop for production simply because they tend to be low volume but high margin, and those would be in things like aerospace and such. But in the applications that George described, for example, the 5G application, that's a very large volume application, and we want to leverage our customers to be in a position to be self-sufficient and manufacture those products themselves. And what we've developed coming into this year is a license model where once we demonstrate to the customer that we can produce the material at pilot scale, and that might be 10,000 square meters or something, then the customer would engage in a technology transfer process with us where they would license the applications and the special techniques that we have for producing the products. They would purchase equipment from us, and again, the equipment in most cases is also covered by intellectual property. They would buy raw materials from us, where we have a captive raw material supply chain, in most cases with exclusive rights to buy and resell. And they would also pay us royalties and service contracts going forward. So it gives us multiple revenue streams, especially for the high volume indications. Next one, George. Okay. So once we get past the business model, I think what we're looking at is we've built a company now that has now been positioned to take advantage of 10 years of investment. We built initially a team with multinational subject matter experts. We have a very broad and growing IP estate. We've transformed the industry to a certain degree because we can design products in minutes or hours using software-driven simulation tools. We can test products before we actually make them. We test them in silico. And we can, at the same time, we've designed proprietary manufacturing and design platforms, and we work solely with OEMs. And so these companies are very large and very committed to what we're trying to do and what we want to do with them. And by listing on NASDAQ, which happened a couple of weeks ago, as most of you know, we were the first metamaterials company ever to be listed on the NASDAQ, and that gives us a first mover advantage. We also, as part of the listing, came out of the transaction with a number of really interesting elements in our balance sheet. First of all, we have no debt. Second of all, we ended the transaction with just over $155 million of cash in the bank. And our burn rate right now is, as you can see in our financials, if you've had a chance to look at them, is in the range of $1 million a month. So we've got a very long runway, and we have access on a routine basis to non-dilutive government funding that has, in Canada in particular, that has provided us a lot of leverage going forward. So with that, I think we'll end the talk and take questions from that. We know we have a bunch, and we're not going to be able to get to all of them, but we'll try to answer as many as we can.
So the first question is, with the development of Li batteries used in cars, are going to produce any of the micro thin rolls used to store energy in these batteries?
George?
That's a great question. Yes. So one of the challenges in batteries is fire safety. What we are looking at in the battery space is a new area for us. We definitely are looking at it closely. We're working on some IP development and some technology development. We cannot really comment at this stage, but let's say our technologies would be suitable for that type of work. And we're looking forward to testing some of these ideas with partners in the near future.
Second question, do you cooperate with Meta and Tesla, TSLA?
I get that question a lot, especially in social media. What I can say, and I have said it before, is that Tesla and every other electric vehicle company out there would really benefit from the types of products that we produce. And I look forward to sharing more news in the future about all the partnerships that are up and coming.
Next question, where do you see your company in the field of semiconductor technology compared to the current semiconductor giants? Is it unreasonable to assume that because you can create semiconductors from common earth materials as opposed to rare natural semiconductor metals and create these materials 1/10 the size of their natural counterparts, Meta can be expected to dominate that market?
That's a great question. So the semiconductors industry, as I mentioned, has a wafer model. So when we were looking at making our products in our first market was a window of an aircraft. So think of a meter square product. And we were looking at having half a nanometer accuracy across a meter square of product. This is, to give you a perspective, several hundreds of times thinner than the diameter of a single hair. A meter, a nanometer is a billionth of a meter. So we approached actually the semiconductor companies and the industry to actually produce our designs. We couldn't outsource our manufacturing to them. Otherwise, we would have been commercially viable 5 years ago because the capability for Metamaterials simply did not exist. So the typical semiconductors companies out there were producing Metamaterials at a multiple of the price, typically about $100,000 per square meter, or roughly $25,000 to $30,000 a wafer. And what we had to do is basically invent our own tools without sacrificing the semiconductor accuracy. And we did that. We basically developed tools that can use roughly 6 to 7 orders of magnitude less energy. So there is a cost advantage in the process. And it took about minutes what the semiconductor industry would design in the past in 24 hours. So the ability to fabricate metamaterials over large areas with semiconductor accuracy is the first time that is happening, and Meta is leading the way in that.
Any further questions, Taylor?
Oh, maybe he's on mute.
He is on mute.
We have time for one more question.
Yep.
That question is, what is the short-term catalyst and what are the near future goals?
Ken, would you like to take that?
Sure. Without deigning to give guidance, because we don't do that, our short-term catalysts are all going to be driven by the completion of our facility in Halifax and the launch of our roll-to-roll production capability. We have a very strong pipeline of business growing with the partnerships that George mentioned, and as you saw from the logo list we have, they're very high-profile companies. What they need from us is a few things. I mentioned the balance sheet. That was first. We were a small company, and companies that want to make multi-year production plans needed to know that we were a company that would be there in the long term when they needed us to be. So that's the balance sheet fixes have been very helpful there. So the next thing they want us to demonstrate, which we're in a position to do by the end of this year, is that we can actually produce our materials at scale using the roll-to-roll techniques that we've alluded to, and that we can transfer those techniques to them when necessary. So I would say those are the two key catalysts for our business. Our sales cycles will abbreviate over time, but we're dealing with, as George mentioned in the application descriptions, very large applications over very multi-year periods, and any single customer could represent in a couple of years' time $100 million a year for us in business. So that's what we're looking at, and I think what the investors can expect to see is a lot more investment on our part in making sure that we have production capability. The second thing that will drive this business is we have a very strong market cap today, and we expect to grow that market cap further, but not 100% organically. We also expect to be doing inorganic growth, and we're excited to talk to folks as that activity gets underway for the company. Well, thank you all for your time and attention.
Thank you very much.
This concludes today's presentation. Please visit accesstogiving.com to view the conference agenda and to listen to more company presentations and distinguished panels. Thank you.
Okay, seems like let me see the price now, how we are doing. Let me have a quick look. Anyone new here, do not forget to like the stream. At the same time, do not forget to subscribe to my channel, and also we have a paid community. If you want, you are welcome to join. But let's look what is happening on a minute candle. Let's see the price. I heard price is dropping. Just want to check what's happening. Where is the price? Okay, not bad. 3.8. Just keep that in mind. We have to hold the floor at 3.5, because if we go below 3.5, that will be worrying, because it might come back all the way to 2.6. So for the price action, it has been coming down and moving sideways. Many people were expecting some big things from Tesla, but yeah, he was avoiding that. Feels good. Okay, love. We got more question. Because yeah, everyone is asking about Tesla, right? So he must be yeah, thanks Tanvir. I tried to stream because MMAT, I know many of us love it. Just keep that in mind. One thing, I know many of us holding MMAT, and your average price could be at $7, $8, $6, and we do not want to sell for a loss. In that case, I would suggest start selling covered call and start getting money. So I talked with some of you already about selling covered call. So while you are holding your shares, you can always sell some covered call and you can get some extra money. So in the event MMAT does not go to your average price, you can just keep selling covered call each month and you will get money. It doesn't hurt, right? JP, like, thank you. Team, a firm that choose to grow. Okay, so here is the chart. So it's okay, not bad, not bad. There was no hype. It went up in the morning, then came down. Same thing happened on July 6th. It was around 6.67. Before the event, it went all the way to 8. Then it came down, down, down. And again, today it went up, again coming down. Just keep an eye on 3.5. That's the important area. Otherwise, if it comes down, look around 2.8, 2.6. That could be the bottom. But anyway, just keep holding. Do you want me to just look at any other stock, any chart? Let me know quickly. Otherwise, I'll just close the stream. And thank you again, everyone, for joining. And just hit the like button. Just I got 74 like. Hit the like button. At least the YouTube algorithm will pick up the stream and it will be distributed to more people who is interested in MMAT. So let it spread so more people will know about MMAT. If you want, subscribe. And if you don't like, unsubscribe. At the same time, give a try. Join the community. If you do not know, we have a community. You can join the community and you can get daily trade ideas. So during the day, I post a lot about the support, resistance, some trade ideas. So you will get pre-market trading ideas. At the same time, during the day, trading ideas. We talked about so many things, and one of the things was really doing good, which is VARV, VERV. Give a nice run up. So we have some members, maybe in the stream you can see the members, they have a special logo here. SNMP. So for the covered call, there is no risk. Let's say you are selling a covered call for a strike price of 7. So if MMAT never goes to 7, no one will exercise that contract. So you can sell, you can collect the money, and then next month when the expiry date will be over, you can sell again. The downside, not the downside, in the event it goes over 7, then it will be exercised at $7. But you are not losing anything because you are selling at 7, your average price is at 7. So there is nothing to lose. On the other hand, you are just getting some extra money. This is the good thing about covered call. My average is 2.2, stop loss at 3.5. 2.2. Wow, wow. Excellent, Tanvir. We are going for with our first dinner. Check out SNMP. SNMP. Okay. Whoever does not like the stream, it's okay. You can turn it off. My mic is doing some terrible thing. That is okay. I'm having a new mic within few days, and I'm sorry if you don't like it, but don't be angry. That's okay. Subscribe to my channel, pay me more so that I can buy better mic. Anyway, SNNP Tanvir, yeah, I see it is at 1.23. It has some kind of resistance around 1.4, then 1.6, and what else? Just looking at hourly candle. Yeah, it came down a lot. So SNNP, while company partnering with charging companies. Okay, that's a good news. The volume is not that high, but yeah, it seems like a U-shaped recovery. Marine, I love Marine. I'm holding MRIN and I want this to go up, but wow, it's falling. MRIN is falling. It has a support around 11.65. It's falling. It tried to get a bottom around $10, but I don't know, can it hold? The problem is if it can hold 8.34, it will come down. It will come down a lot towards 6. Yeah, that was an insane run up. It went from $2 to 25, 13, 14 times. Now it is coming down and down. And if you are a bag holder for MRIN, you are down a lot. You can always average down or wait for these to come around $6 or even $4. You see a large gap. Each morning it started with a gap up. So it is coming down. So once the gap will be filled, maybe you can just average down and wait for some time to get out. What's happening? Good news on the McDonald's crypto. What happened was the Meta, ITRM, TPLS. These are new tickers. I never tried, but let me have a look. ITRM. Ooh, wow. What happened with ITRM? Looks very nasty. A big drop. A big drop. Wow. A big drop. What happened with this particular one? Because I see for ITRM, it's a penny stock, it makes sense. It goes up and down and currently sitting at 1.15. Very risky, very risky. I personally, I would not play with ITRM. It is very risky. If 1.16 is broken, this thing can come down to $1. Wow. Are you playing ITRM? I have no idea. DPLS. Okay, DPLS is not bad, and it seemed like I talked about this previously because I see some lines drawn by me, and these are the support. This is the blue line I drew last time, and I said this is the uptrend, but it has been doing even better than my expectation. Yeah, it is doing really good. It's very volatile, but again it is going up. Wow, this is doing really good, but very volatile. Only 19 cents. Some of the things I like in this channel is Zilla. We have been playing Zilla for some time, but today you see it came down, and in my alert I talked about it to buy around 3.1. Seems like we had a bounce from 3.1. We are going up. This morning I talked about VERV, and it had a nice run up, touch 3.9, coming down. Not bad. DPLS, OTC, SPI. Okay, SPI is something I know. I played with SPI a lot, but wow, it is also coming down. SPI, I think, is a Hong Kong based thing and is all about electric vehicle, but yeah, things are not looking good. It's coming down, and SPI, I think SPI is sitting at a very nice area because 5.6 is the bottom. It goes up, comes to 5.6, goes up, again comes back to 5.6. Maybe you can think about 5.6 area, or if not 5.6, $5 area. Yeah, maybe 5 is another area if you want to get in, because from 5.6 it might come back to $5 area. Anyone new here? Anyone like to trade with technical analysis for day trading or swing trading? Maybe you can give a try. Subscribe to my channel if you want to join the community. TY, thanks for the post. Okay. Okay. AMC. Okay, JP. Let's look at AMC. Okay, so AMC not bad because it came all the way to 32, then again went up, coming down. The important thing is it has to stay over this 33, 34 area. This is a very important area because there was a gap after 38, so it dropped to 33, 34, but seems like if it can stay over 34, that would be a good thing. Otherwise, things will just fall apart. It will come back to 28, 25. So I'm holding AMC. I will buy more AMC. I was looking around 28, 25 buy, but seems like maybe it is around 34. It might found a support. I see some volume in the morning, and I see some bounce from 34 area. So I'm just waiting for this. Can we hold 34 area? If 34 is broken, maybe it can come back down to 28. But AMC is all about 8. Crypto, thank you so much. Crypto, thank you so much for the tip. Really appreciated. Thank you, JP, also for your contribution. It helps me a lot because, yeah, like it inspires me more to make live and talk about this stock. And I always feel good, like whenever my analysis is helpful to you, if you make money, even though if you make a comment that I made $10,000 today, it feels really good. And we have a community. We talk about this, and yeah, we want to make money together. Thanks, Crypto. Okay, ATOS, AHPI. Okay, ATOS is another one we have been talking in our community for last few days. And here is the chart, right? So seems like 6.8 was not broken, so we came down, and 5.6 is the floor. So if 5.6 is broken, this thing can come down to 4.9. I would say if you want for a deep buy, maybe wait for 4.9 and you can ride the wave, but for now it is coming down. Yeah, just wait. But these are the lines. We expected a big move, but yeah, we got rejected around 7.2. TP, brand new. What's up, Papa Bull? Anyone new here, just subscribe. Stay with us, and if you don't like, you can always unsubscribe. It's not gonna hurt. It doesn't cost anything to subscribe. Currently going down, waiting for Nvidia. I think the split is always good. We know about Tesla, we know about Apple. Whenever there is a split, it goes up. Oh, I see a new person. Thanks, Michael Workspace, for joining the community. Thank you so much for joining. AHPI, I know about this, so let me have a look. Wow, very wild, coming down. Maybe it found a support at the right place, because if you look around 5.5, it was a resistance at one point, right? It was acting like a resistance for so long, so it came back. So let's see if it can bounce from 5.5 and go up, but very volatile. Could be a pump and dump, lots of volume, but you see there is no volume now, so it is going down. Subscribe Unity, thank you so much. I know Unity because you have been making comment for so long, but at least I'm happy that you have subscribed after trying for some time. That is great. Looking like head and shoulder, Papa Bull, thank you. I just joined your channel membership. Yeah, I see that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Any other ticker anyone want to mention? Otherwise, maybe I will just leave. I will give you some time. It's 2:44. But again, we have a community. I just want to show you the community here. And because many of you are new here and do not know, so I will take the opportunity to show you the community here. Whenever I do live, my internet becomes really slow. I don't like it, but yeah, that's the reality. So it's loading. It's loading, it's coming. Awesome. Hit the like. Yeah, at least hit the like button. If you do not want to subscribe, hit the like button, because it helps me a lot. YouTube will pick up this stream that it has lots of like. Currently we have 92 like, and YouTube will start sending this to more people. Okay, so I'm showing you my community board on YouTube. You can always click join and you can be a part of the community, and you can see that I post for members only most of the time because they are paying me. There is two membership tier, which is $3 per month. Another one is $5 for daily trade ideas. So I talk about support, I talk about resistance, trade ideas. I talked about VERV this morning, and you see VERV. Then I talked about Zilla. So if you go to my board, some things are only for general public. Anyone can go to my community tab and they can see, and some posts are only for the paid member. If you're not a paid member, you can go see my community board. If you see it makes sense, you can always join the community, or you can at least subscribe. There is nothing bad. Tail for ITAHT. Okay, maybe I'll just cover one or two more, then I will leave. It's almost 3 o'clock, and I have to take my late lunch. So AHT, we know the share offering hurt a lot, and we were eyeing around the area 2.9, 2.8. You see my previous chart. So let's wait for this to come back at 1.9 again, and maybe 1.9 will be a very good buy, because you see recently it went to $7-8, and if you look at 1.9, that's the bottom for so long. 1.9 is the bottom for so long. There might be another bottom 1.3, but if you buy at 1.9, there's a recovery play. This will go higher. You see, I'm showing you the chart since last August. You can see after the COVID it came down. So after 1.8, there are few bottom lines around 1.5 and 1.3 area. Currently it is sitting around $2. Maybe you can try around 1.88, 1.9. If it goes down, buy more. Do not go heavy. Keep some money. If it comes down more, you can always get in. Okay, Zilla, I made a video on Zilla yesterday. Please watch that video. We have been making money on Zilla by swing trading, but for now Zilla has come down and we had a support. You can see my chart. I talked about it to buy around 3.1 area. So it came to 3.1 area and it is bouncing off. The next resistance is around 3.5. Once 3.5 is broken, it will go. It has a very high short interest, lots of volume. It has experience for last few days. So don't forget Zilla. We sold Zilla, but we will make another entry. We will do another deep buy and we will go higher hopefully. ATNF. Okay, for late lunch. Yeah, it's close to 3 p.m. I'm so hungry because I was so excited with George MMAT. I forgot to take my lunch, and I'm talking. I need to eat. I need food. I need energy. Anyway, it's always good to talk live stream where I can interact with all of you. ATNF. Look at the chart. Previously I did not look at this particular chart because there is no line, but wow, this thing is doing good. This thing is doing good. ATNF, it is on an uptrend. I do not know about this particular one, but this one is looking really nice. It has been going up. It's a nice channel. It has been going up. So if you want to swing, it gives you the opportunity for swing, but so far it is going up. There are some levels around 8.1 $8 area. Currently it is at $9. Maybe it will have a bounce, or maybe if the trend is broken, it might come down to 8, 7. Yeah, $1 increment. Okay, thank you so much, Sophia. Thank you so much. Enjoy your lunch. CTXR, DTSS, big meal. I need a big meal. Okay, last two tickers, CTXR, DTSS. DTSS. DTSS is wild. It went up from $2 to 6.8. Okay, DTSS, this is the one I made a pre-market notification on DTSS. I talked about this one about below 5. I'm glad to see it went to 6.8, came down. So again, if you're a day trader, I talked about it. I said if you're a day trader, play with this. So if you have made money, congratulations. So it looks like a scoop. It goes up, comes down, goes up, comes down. Maybe if you want, try again to enter around 3.7 and with a tight stop loss, because from 3.7 it might go up again. If 3.7 is broken, it can come down a lot, around 3.3. Again, for day traders with a tight stop loss. Okay, the last one, CTXR. CTXR, I did not play. 1.9 looks very rough. It came down a lot. Okay, maybe around the support 1.9 currently. Okay, so that's the chart for CTXR. So here the support, resistance, and everything. Congratulations, Tanvir, for making money on DTSS. So you can see the CTXR, and I'm gonna stop now. So anyway, thank you very much for joining the live, and let me know if you want me to do live after market each day, so I can come on live. We talk about this stock and we can prep for next day. Hit the like button, subscribe to my channel at the same time. Do not forget to join the community. Thank you so much for joining. Take care and peace. Bye.